So you girls that have got young boys, I'm sorry to tell you, but you have to hand him over to another woman. And my boy said to me, Mom, she is my best friend. She's going to be my wife. I'm supposed to cling to her. That's biblical. And I thought, why did I show him the Bible? But there was no cussing. And I said, nobody's going to cuss in this house. And when I mean cuss, like the F word, F-A-R-T, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. And so I said, nobody's going to call anybody butt or stupid, all right? Not to mention nasty, terrible words, but I said, nobody's going to call anybody butt or stupid. They did exactly like I told them. Those first two would have never uttered a word. That third one came along. It started out with spell cussing. She'd come in a room and go, what the H? She calls my husband Chuck. His name is Chuck. She'd go, Chuck, you a-hole. And my husband just gets so tickled. And then she'd come in a room and go, what's up, mofos? But anyway, so my middle one, I said, it's your birthday. What do you want? She goes, well, I could use some new prescription glasses. And I said, oh, good. Why don't we get you a flu shot to go with that? Were y'all so surprised that Nate Bargatze came in here? Is that not crazy? When they called and asked me can he come in and do for the tonight? I was like, what? He can do whatever he wants to. It's like Elvis. He is blown up all over the country, and he was so cute and in his pants. Did y'all notice that? Tiny, lean. I was like, are you not eating bread? When we went to that little Christian school, there was a lot of Air Force fighter pilots there that teach that train people, and they've got on those jumpsuits with those weighted things in the back, and they had those hats on, and everybody had their hair shaved and all that, and so that school had a big thing where it was like Daddy Day, where your dad comes and talks about what they do for a living, and so they had these fighter pilots like, Maverick, coming with this big thing on their head with that thing, and these children were fascinated, and my boy was fascinated, and for a long time wanted to go in the military and was just fascinated by it. My poor husband had to go and talk about installation in the side of mobile homes. But he took a video, and it showed men blowing installation in the side of these houses. And the kids kind of liked that. And then I brought extra candy and threw it at little kids. He really does not believe in fancy cars. He doesn't think anybody needs a nice car. My children drive old, beat-up cars. And what he does for me, he'll buy me a car about a year old, pay cash for it, and then make me drive it the rest of my life. I finally had to put my foot down because I was driving a 2009 white Honda Pilot. And they're wonderful cars, but if you don't know what that model looks like, it looks like I was delivering Lay's potato chips. I never felt pretty in it. It had over 239,000 miles on it when lights started flashing in it, saying, get out, Leanne, get out. One of my good friends said, Leanne, I've got a gas fireplace in my master bedroom, and I love that thing. But every time I turn it on, Sam thinks we're going to do it. I can't even enjoy my own fireplace. And this is what's crazy. This Invisalign tray, if I don't have it in, if I'm soaking it in some Polident, and I forget about it, my husband's like, but if I pop that Invisalign tray in, he's like, good night. If times get bad, I think I'd be a big deal there. I do. Thank you. I'm tall. I'd have to hinge at the hip. The second thing I thought was Satan wasn't there. I don't think Satan was there. I think Satan was like, I'm good. Okay, let me tell y'all that after my first Netflix special, and maybe I did, but somebody had to do it. And then I like to wear an Apple Watch because I like to monitor my own heart health. And then I like to push that button that tells you where your iPhone is. That's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I know. And by the end of that month, she screamed at me and said, quit dinging that Apple Watch. Your iPhone's in your lap. The first place we go to is Oxnard, California. They're growing a lot of dope in California. And see, I'm not used to that. Tennessee, there's nothing legal, recreation or medical in Tennessee. But CBD stores have popped up all over Knoxville, Tennessee. And the rumor is the dope is a-coming. And they say that's where the dope is a-going. Is in those CBD stores. So I was with my physical therapist, Justin, and he was working on my sciatica right here and inflammation in my hip. And then sometimes my plantar fasciitis flares up when I'm eating too much bread. And he said, Leanne, I've been hearing a lot of good things about CBD. I think it's very anti-inflammatory. He goes, why don't you, there's a woman that's opened up a CBD store in this strip mall. Why don't you go down there and talk to her when we get finished? And so I walked down there and I had to pass the Subway. Sandwiches. And it was hard for me not to go in there because I like that bread. And I thought, oh my Lord, I'm in AFib. I'm in AFib. And I need to go to the emergency room right now. But I thought, I didn't tell Chuck Morgan what I'd done. And he's not going to know what to tell the doctor. Everything went through my head. Then I started thinking, the police are coming. The police are coming. I sat up until 2 a.m. monitoring my own heart rate. I eventually fell off to sleep, but it wasn't a good sleep. I wallered in the bed. And for all the people in the United States, wallering means I wallered in the bed. And I just wallered. I wallered all night in the bed and dreamed horrible things. I dreamed that me and John Wayne fought Ricardo Montalban on horseback all night. I've never taken another one of those gummies, but I didn't throw them away. They're in my closet. I don't make eye contact with them. I just walk by them. The second weekend we were in California, we went to Brea, which is beautiful too, and beautiful, sweet, precious people there too. And that was going to be the weekend that my baby child turned 25. And her daddy called me and said, I want to be with y'all. I'm going to buy a plane ticket and I'm coming out there. 11 and she's in 6th grade in middle school. And I can tell that puberty is beginning with her. She's crazy. And she's mean as a snake. And we're scared to death of her, but we just tiptoe around her. She cries a lot, and she doesn't know why, and she tells us, I don't know why I'm crying. And we just try to get through it. But I'm telling you, she can run a household. She's a grown woman. She has been ever since she got here. So I said, you're going to have to come in here, baby. I said, your daddy's going to take care of y'all. I'm going to Nashville for like 3 days. She bust out crying. I said, what's wrong? She said, don't leave us with him. He doesn't know where the food is. I said, well...